Aita for not covering my colleague's shift? I, 25F, work at a busy restaurant where teamwork is essential for smooth operations. Recently, one of my colleagues, let's call her Lana, 28F, asked me if I could cover her shift on Saturday night. She explained that she had a family emergency and needed to travel out of town unexpectedly. Normally, I wouldn't hesitate to help out a colleague in need. However, I had already made plans for Saturday night to celebrate my sister's birthday. We had been planning this dinner for weeks, and I had promised my sister that I would be there. When I explained this to Lana, she became upset and accused me of being selfish. She argued that emergencies can happen to anyone and that I should be more understanding of her situation. She even offered to swap shifts with me on a different day to make up for it. I sympathized with Lana's predicament, but I couldn't bring myself to cancel on my sister, especially since she had been looking forward to our dinner for so long. I suggested that Lana ask another colleague if they could cover her shift or talk to our manager about finding a solution. Lana reluctantly agreed but made it clear that she was disappointed in me for not being more accommodating. She said that she would remember this the next time I needed help with something. Now, I'm left feeling guilty and wondering if I made the right decision. Aita for not covering my colleague's shift, or was it justified given my prior commitment to my sister's birthday dinner? Me for not being more accommodating. This the next time I needed help. If I made the right decision. Colleague's shift, or was it just if I made the right decision? Let's get to the comments. No, you are not the asshole, NTA, in this situation. Your decision not to attend Sarah's expensive birthday party was rooted in valid concerns about your financial well-being and priorities. It's completely understandable that you couldn't justify the expense of attending, especially when you're struggling financially and trying to save up for future goals. You made efforts to communicate your situation to Sarah and express your regrets about not being able to attend. Initially, she seemed understanding, but her change in demeanor and subsequent accusations of being unsupportive were unfair and unwarranted. It's unfair for Sarah to expect you to prioritize her birthday party over your own financial stability and goals. Your explanation to Sarah about your perspective was reasonable and emphasized the importance of financial responsibility. You shouldn't feel guilty for making a responsible decision for yourself, especially when it comes to significant financial commitments like attending an expensive birthday party. Ultimately, true friendship should involve understanding and respect for each other's circumstances and limitations. It's disappointing that Sarah couldn't fully appreciate your situation and chose to accuse you instead. You made the right choice for yourself, and you shouldn't second-guess your decision based on Sarah's reaction. Let's get to the comments. You are absolutely not the asshole, NTA, in this situation. Your decision not to attend Sarah's extravagant birthday party was completely understandable given your financial circumstances. It's commendable that you communicated your situation to Sarah and expressed your regrets about not being able to attend. Attending such an expensive event would have put a significant strain on your finances, and it's unfair for Sarah to expect you to prioritize her birthday celebration over your own financial well-being. True friendship should encompass understanding and respect for each other's circumstances and limitations. Sarah's reaction, accusing you of being unsupportive and not making enough effort to attend, was unfair and hurtful. It's important to recognize that your decision was not a reflection of your love or support for her, but rather a responsible choice based on financial reality. You made the right choice by prioritizing your financial responsibilities, and you should not feel guilty for doing so. It's unfortunate that Sarah couldn't fully appreciate your situation and chose to react negatively. You deserve understanding and support from your friends, especially when it comes to making difficult decisions about finances. Ultimately, you acted responsibly and in your best interest, and you should not second-guess your decision to prioritize your financial well-being. Next story. Aita for declining to host my friend's last-minute visit? I, 32F, recently found myself in a tough spot when one of my closest friends, let's call her Amy, 30F, reached out to me with a last-minute request to stay at my place for a weekend visit. Amy and I have been friends since college, and we've always had a close bond. However, Amy's visit came at a particularly busy and stressful time for me. I had a demanding work project with tight deadlines, family commitments to attend to, and personal errands that couldn't be put off. Additionally, I had already made plans to catch up on some much-needed rest and relaxation over the weekend. When Amy asked if she could stay at my place for the weekend, I hesitated. While I valued our friendship and enjoyed spending time with her, I knew that hosting her would add to my already overwhelming schedule and stress levels. Moreover, I didn't have the time or energy to entertain guests properly. I mustered up the courage to explain my situation to Amy. I expressed how much I valued our friendship and how I wished I could accommodate her visit under different circumstances. However, I explained that due to my hectic schedule and personal commitments, I wouldn't be able to host her this time. At first, Amy seemed understanding and assured me that she didn't want to impose on me. However, as the weekend approached, I started to notice a change in her demeanor. She became distant and stopped reaching out to me as frequently as before. Eventually, Amy confronted me and accused me of not being a supportive friend. She argued that if our friendship truly mattered to me, I would have found a way to make time for her visit, no matter how busy I was. She also expressed disappointment that I hadn't made more of an effort to prioritize our friendship. Feeling hurt by Amy's accusations, I tried to explain my perspective once again, emphasizing that my decision wasn't a reflection of my love or support for her, but rather a matter of managing my overwhelming workload and personal commitments. Now, I'm left questioning whether I made the right choice by declining to host Amy's last-minute visit. Aita for prioritizing my busy schedule and personal well-being over accommodating my friend's spontaneous visit, or should I have made more sacrifices to be there for her? Let's get to the comments. You are not the asshole, NTA, in this situation. Your decision to decline hosting Amy's last-minute visit was completely reasonable, given your busy schedule and personal commitments. It's important to prioritize your own well-being, especially during times of high stress. You made efforts to communicate your situation to Amy and express your regrets about not being able to host her. It's understandable that you couldn't accommodate her visit given the overwhelming demands on your time and energy. Amy's reaction, accusing you of not being a supportive friend, was unfair and hurtful. True friendship should encompass understanding and respect for each other's circumstances and limitations. It's unfair for Amy to expect you to drop everything and prioritize her visit over your own well-being. You tried to explain your perspective to Amy, emphasizing that your decision wasn't a reflection of your love or support for her, but rather a matter of managing your overwhelming workload and personal commitments. It's disappointing that she couldn't fully appreciate your situation and chose to react negatively. Ultimately, you made the right choice by prioritizing your busy schedule and personal well-being. You should not feel guilty for taking care of yourself and managing your commitments responsibly. Amy's expectations were unreasonable, and you should not second-guess your decision to prioritize your own needs. Let's get to the comments. You are absolutely not the asshole, NTA, in this situation. Your decision not to host Amy's last-minute visit was completely justified given your hectic schedule and personal commitments. It's clear that you have a lot on your plate, and adding a spontaneous houseguest to the mix would have only added to your stress and exhaustion. It's commendable that you communicated your situation to Amy and expressed your regrets about not being able to host her. Your explanation of your circumstances was honest and valid, and it's unfair for Amy to expect you to drop everything to accommodate her visit, especially on such short notice. Amy's reaction, accusing you of not being a supportive friend, was unfair and unjustified. True friendship should encompass understanding and respect for each other's limitations and boundaries. It's disappointing that Amy couldn't appreciate your situation and chose to react negatively. You made the right choice by prioritizing your well-being and managing your busy schedule responsibly. You should not feel guilty for setting boundaries and taking care of yourself, especially when you have so much on your plate. It's important to prioritize your own needs and responsibilities, and Amy should understand and respect that. Ultimately, you acted in your best interest, and you shouldn't second-guess your decision. You are not obligated to make sacrifices to accommodate others, especially when it comes at the expense of your own well-being.